Good morning and thanks for joining us on Dialogue, a program that seeks to deepen Nigeria's democratic culture, promote good governance and the rule of law, and enhances Nigerian projects. My name is Shafiu Suleiman. On the platform this morning, we're looking at emerging political issue that has been, dominating discourse between yesterday and today. This is nothing other than the emergence, if you like, of what is now known as Reformed APC, that is Reformed All Progressives Congress. Now, the emergence of this group appeared to have altered, the initial political calculations in the country. Before now, there were, consensus, if you like, or a lot of people are waiting, rather, to see, the breakup, if you like, of a group from the APC as a result of the many issues bedeviling internal democracy within the APC. Now, the initial calculations was that a group may likely break away and join any of the leading political parties to form an alliance of, apparently to wrestle power from the APC itself. Now, there were high-level meetings going on in the country, and of course, political pundits are of the view that there's going to be a very serious or grand, coalition that is likely going to give APC the run for its money. But suddenly, more of a surprise now, a group emerged called the Reformed APC, which is being led by one top politician in the north, talking about Umar. This group held a press conference yesterday where, it unveiled decision behind the coming together and, of course, raised some silent issues. Well, all of this is coming at a time, preparations are very much on top gear, ahead of the 2019 elections. Permutations have been on, political alignment and realignments are also ongoing. Some defections, we've seen some level of defections, even though not at that magnitude from perspective. Well, this is our talking point on Dialogue this morning. Now we'll be talking with two gentlemen who are already seated in the studio. We'll be talking to a PDP Chief 10 or a PDP stalwart. It's more of a youth, talking about Comrade Njuma Seki. Comrade Njuma Bella Seki has been with the PDP for quite some time. At some point, he was even at the national level. He was part of the organizing committee of the convention, if I remember. Well, he's very much grounded with the political intrigues. I'm sure PDP is very much interested too. Again, I'm also joined by Umar Abdullahi Yaro. Umar Abdullahi Yaro is another APC Chief 10. He is based in Kaduna, and of course has also made his mark, in the political scene or in the political atmosphere. It's been felt not only in the state, even at the national level. But I remember recently you contested for the, I think, national youth leader of the APC. I don't know, he'll tell us much. At some point he has to withdraw for certain reasons. So he's also much grounded with the politics at the top level. They are both energetic youths. We're going to see how they're going to demonstrate that in terms of dealing with this topic. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you, and good morning, viewers.
Yes, let me start with Umar Abdullahi Yaro. The APC, has been facing its own fair share of internal crisis. This has culminated to what is now called the Reformed APC. I would want us to go through some of the issues raised, but then that will be done, in the course of this discussion. But I want to get an initial reaction to the coming together of this group.
Okay, thank you very much for having me today. You see, basically, what we are seeing in the political terrain is normal. In every political system, any year there's an election.
Right.
You expect people to align and realign. We have serial, when I say serial, I mean serial people that are contestants every year there's an election. These people feel they must contest for something. So if they are in one party and they see they do not have an opportunity to get what they want, they move to another party. It is normal in every system. What we expected, what we thought will happen, what people expected, they never thought APC will go to a convention and come out of its own convention in a peaceful manner. But we saw that happening. Now we're seeing another group in APC. I want you to not forget that APC is an alignment of different political parties coming together to form APC. So already in every political party you have groups. And now a certain group is coming out calling itself the Reform APC.
Yes.
PDP are a little bit excited. I see people being very happy. They shouldn't be deceived by what is happening. They shouldn't deceive themselves, because basically the reformed APC is not as strong as the NPDP. When the NPDP were leaving PDP, it was 5 governors that was leading that train. Right. Now we are seeing people that we left, even informing the APC. People like Buba Galadima, M.T. Liman, Hadiza Keita, people that we left behind. Yeah, when we're even... No, I will take you. Right. Governors will also... Who is the governor? Can you mention one governor that has left APC or has said he's going to leave APC?
But you know...
You see, all we are doing is allegations. Even, let me give you an example. Even the Konkoso we're talking about, has he left APC, or has he told anybody he's leaving APC? There are roads to leave a party. You will first have to write to your ward. We saw people that have left APC, they have done it the right way. But when you are in APC and telling us that if PDP give you ticket, you will defeat the president, you are simply joking.
Well,
obviously,
it's not just Konkoso that is part of this.
No, I'm giving you an example of the terrain of what is happening. So what I want to tell you is that this reform APC you are seeing are a bunch of politicians that feel they are not stakeholders in APC and want to negotiate with APC based on where they're aligning now, where they're forming themselves, based on threats. You understand? Because they're doing it based on threats.
Yes. Okay. That's right. Let me get Danjuma's reaction too, because the PDP, just like you rightly observed, may be excited. But then, to some would say it's also a bad market for the PDP, because the initial arrangement was that all of this group, the people who are have now called themselves the Reformed APC, were to move to the PDP, and that would give it some flash, if you like. So, but then with this arrangement or with this calculation now, what's your reaction, in the PDP?
Once again, I'll say good morning to all our viewers. I want to say very categorically that the emergence of the Reform PDP, Reform APC, is one of the best things that has happened to our polity right now. Yeah. Because, in politics, and when you are dealing with real politicians, you will never know through the direction they will come up whenever they are aggrieved. The APC have always thought, and some Nigerians have always thought, that the aggrieved members of the APC, both the NPDP members and other persons from the CPC and those from the AMPP and other persons will break away during the convention or will cause an upheaval during the convention. But they didn't know. No, there are different strategies. As a politician, you shouldn't come up through a familiar route, because that was what everybody was thinking. But today, what happened yesterday was clearly an offshoot of the grievances and that emanated before the convention and during the convention. So I want to tell you, because they're in the press statement.
It was raised actually.
Yes, in the press statement. Let me
the challenge.
Let me learn. okay? Because they raised a lot of issues. One of the most germane issues they raised was that a lot of them have been edged out of the party before the convention. They have been displaced in the structures of the party within their various states. And they stated it clearly that today the party has factions in not less than 24 states of the country. And they went ahead to mention those states. And they equally said that during the convention, that the convention violated Article 21 of the APC convention, whereby they said that the election, if election does not take place, in any way there's consensus, there should be a voice vote of yes or no. The chairman of the convention, His Excellency, the governor of the Ghana state, naively or as planned by the APC leadership, decided only to give the yes vote and refuse to ask for the no vote, because he knows if he asks for the nay,
do you have the nay?
Certainly,
because it was obvious.
Certainly there was. How would you know if there is?
You see, the problem is, I was at the convention.
How would you know that there's no nay say if you don't ask? It's part of the Constitution. There's no how. If you violate a letter of the Constitution, you have violated the Constitution. You don't have to violate the Constitution in its totality before it will be seen as a violation. If you violate one paragraph, if you violate one article, it is a violation. You don't try to color it or trying to change the narrative. No. As far as it's concerned, the Constitution said you should give a voice vote for the yes and the nays. So why would you give the yes and refuse to give the nays?
All of this you're talking about, even before the convention, there were some sort of consensus that has been ongoing in the party. Remember, a number of aspirants have indicated interest to run for some of the elected positions in the party, but then through consensus, if you like, there was behind the door, behind the scene, meetings that led to the withdrawal of many of us.
Absolutely.
So why do you think it is even necessary, that, or you think this is an issue? Because if the overwhelming majority of the party members agree that, okay, candidate A should just go, as our consensus, why do you expect that there must be all of these processes that you're talking about?
Sheffield, it's constitutional. You cannot make laws and break them or use them as it suits you. If the Constitution says before anything is done, you should go and call a woman to come and ask questions. Call her to come and ask questions. It shows that you are a respecter of the Constitution and you are somebody who sticks to due process. But you cannot in any manner jettison a constitutional provision that is germane, because the Constitution knows that there might be aggrieved people. But even if there's no any aggrieved person, give the public and those concerned give them the room to decide whether there is or not. And I want to tell you, let me say here, and I want to tell you, if you are in politics, there is no assumption. Just do it the way it is, so that you clear every doubt. Why was he afraid, or why didn't he call for the name?
You see, when it comes to that, I am a master of the Constitution of APC. Right. Fortunately for me, I happen to be a contestant. Right. Fortunately for me, I happen to be a contestant that stepped down and somebody came out unopposed. Right. Fortunately for me, I happen to be on the stage when it happened. Right. You see the Article 21 he's talking about.
No, 20. Article 20, paragraph 1. Subsection 1. That's one thing I want to
wait. When you have the house, I allow you to talk. Yes. Let me talk, then you see, what he's talking about is, in a case of where there is
two candidates.
No, in the case of where there's only one candidate, right, there has to be an affirmation of either yes or no. Right. What the governor did, thank God we are speaking here in English, and the governor spoke in English. Right. Ladies and gentlemen, we have an unopposed candidate for Deputy National Organizing Secretary. Do we agree? So you have to, do we agree means you can either say yes or no. Right. And people said yes.
Yeah, what
Danjuma is saying,
there, but then the naysayers were not given the chance.
No. What he said was, do we agree? If he had heard yes and no, then you are talking of a different thing. Probably he might call for a vote.
Right.
But I was there in all the 18 nominations that happened. Everybody there said yes.
So it was unanimous.
So it was unanimous.
Right.
There was, we didn't even hear a naysayer. Because most of these people he is even talking about didn't even go for the convention. In fact, not most of them, all of them he's talking about, they formed a group.
Yeah.
And he even mentioned here that that group has an ESCO, which the constitution of APC does it allow you to hold? If he's talking of constitution, a parallel ESCO. So what are we talking about? Did they hold a convention?
Yeah, and this is an ESCO emerging.
This is an ESCO emerging
From a press conference.
So he is talking of ESCO emerging from a press conference. So how can you talk of constitution?
Yes, coming back to that.
When what you are doing automatically is even illegal.
Yeah, coming back to the issues raised, by Denjuma Abdullahi Yaro, there is no, it is obvious, it is clear that the congresses that took place in the APC, from the wards to the local governments to the state, and even the convention had issues. There is no two way about it. We've seen what happened, even the skirmishes, that happened during the convention in some states. It is also obvious that some of these top party chieftains were actually edged out, just like he said.
Exactly.
For someone like, take for instance, a Speaker of the House of Representatives being aged even at his own local government.
You see, that is democracy.
How do you expect, people who have ambitions? Of course, they are politicians; they have their ambitions. Sit back and allow their structures taken over, and of course, their political future not certain. How do you expect such people to continue to remain in them?
You see, if we are not being fair to APC if we say that,
right.
Because we have also seen a governor with his structure taken out. So it's not only that governors have taken out structures, but even governors, and that is democracy at its highest peak. Nobody saw a unity list in any of our congresses.
Yeah,
that goes to show you. That goes to show you whatever it is. That goes to show you we are practicing democracy. But we saw a unity list in a PDP convention, even 2 days before the convention, which also after the convention affirmed that is what they did.
Yeah.
So when we are talking of all this, is you see people losing their days, is because simply people went to Abuja and forgot their constituencies, and that was why they were taken out. Yeah. We saw a Governor Rochas who was taken out.
Yeah.
So what are we talking about? We are practicing democracy.
Right. And it's more of a repeat, of what happened in the build-up to 2015 elections. The coming together of these agreed parties from all political platforms now to form the NPDP, which we've seen, also taking part in the merger that brought APC. They've raised issues in the build-up, recently, before the convention, they need to get justice and what have you, which was not actually addressed. But some will say the narratives are different. What happened in 2015 is not what is going to play out in 2019. Then it was agreed parties from the PDP as a result of, also the fact that they were not given, or they were disenchanted with what was going on in the party, especially the absence of internal democracy. Here we're talking about a group coming together to say they are coming together because the APC has failed, which they are part of. Again, they are also talking about, the fact that they are forming this group to take over, or because they are aggrieved, for regarding the fallout of the congresses and what have you. The narratives are two different narratives. How do you think, or do you think this group would have the age that they expected to have, considering the change in narratives?
I want to tell you that it's rather sad if you would celebrate, you had celebrated the emergence of the new PDP then, and today.
Who celebrated?
Like my brother Yaro here, and other, even President Buhari and other members of the APC, when a new PDP broke up and went and established its own leadership under Kao Baraje, and all the leaders are then who left PDP.
Right.
And today, the same reform PDP has taken the same line of action, and you are castigating them, and you are calling them illegal, you are calling them unconstitutional, and what have you. You see, that shows that you are economical with the truth, and you are being selfish in your approach. I want to tell you categorically clear.
The composition of this group.
Let me tell you.
The leader, the chairman of this group,
Yes,
has at no any point in time, was seen to be actively part of the APC.
But
for instance, what grievances does he have?
If anybody knows Buba Galadima, Silahama, and others were the architects of Buhari's involvement in politics, and they were his major backers before the hawks that presently are controlling the APC came to hijack the man. So sadly for him, I want to tell you that Sula Buba is a APC. Buba Galadima is an APC member, and every other Alaji Gogorwa is an APC member, Husseini Dambo, and that's all the persons they list in their national ESCO and in their state, as their state chairman, are all APC members. And let me tell you, because a cabal came to hijack the APC does not in any way reduce their membership of APC. Yeah. And I want you to know very clearly that the people who today, the cabal in control of APC, a very selfish group of people, and that is why you are seeing what is happening. They are a winner takes all. Yeah. They are a winner takes all, and there are people who are not grounded politicians. And today, don't mind the leadership you are seeing of this reform PDP, but the people who are backing them. This is just a tip of the iceberg of what is going to happen. Because if you see those names there, you understand the dimension and you understand where they are coming from. And
you've gone through the issues raised.
Yes.
Just beyond the congresses,
yes,
the fallout of the congresses. They talked about a failure of the APC, which they built,
yes,
they come together to build what it is today. That it has failed completely to deliver.
Absolutely. What they promised Nigerians, and even to give them that sense of inclusion and participation as party stakeholders. There's no doubt about that. Because now, the President Muhammadu Buhari, they helped to emerge as the president of Nigeria is totally different from what they have seen. And today, let me tell you, different? Because he has refused to include them in the politics of their party. He has refused. It is a party, and they are. Who told you? How would you, as a leader, not interfere when people are imprinted upon and change? It's like a family. You are the father of a family, and you see clearly injustice, unfairness, undemocratic display of power is going on in your family, and now you said you stand aloof because you don't care, you want everybody to do whatever you want to do, and you call it democracy. It shows that you are an irresponsible father. No. It shows that it shows that you are a father that does not care about the welfare of the people.
We have to be careful about what we say.
No, I'm just being very categorical and clear here.
You can't come on media.
So I want to tell you that as a leader, you must learn to give everybody a sense of fairness. You must learn to give everybody a sense of inclusion. You must learn to be a team player, and you must learn to educate whenever there is a dispute in order for justice to be not only be done, but to be seen to be done. But where you treat a particular side fairly, and you continue to harass others, continue to intimidate others or cow others, there's no how you can think you can get peace. Okay? And people must ventilate their anger.
So
and I want to tell you,
can other people talk?
You are not the mediator.
We have to take a short break. In case you're just joining us, it's dialogue, and of course we're dialoguing regarding the emergence of what is now known as reformed APC. And what it takes, or what it means to Nigeria's political calculations. We'll be back in a short while. Please stay with us.
Let's just pay now. The kids are bored. I am too.
We're traveling next week. We can't just waste money like that and subscribe for a month when we won't be around to use it.
Worried about wasted subscription? Then make a smart choice by paying for when you want with our groundbreaking new StarTimes Pay Per Day package. You can now pay for exactly how long you want. A day, 2 days, a week? The choice is yours. Never worry about wasted subscription again. Just enjoy all your favorite channels and much more. StarTimes. Enjoy digital life.
Is still dialogue, and of course we're talking Nigeria's political development, very recent political development, talking about the emergence of what is now known as the reformed APC, a group of aggrieved party members, and of course some would say have been left behind in terms of the political arrangements and calculations and what have you, because some of them are not actually seen to be practically involved in the politicking or in the APC as a party, but that today we've seen how they come together because of their, maybe collective interests. I've been talking with Comrade Njuma Balasarki, a PDP chieftain or stalwart, and Umar Abdullahi Yaro, an APC stalwart. Together we've been looking at this issue very closely. Before we went for the break, Njuma was trying to tell us, why these aggrieved parties or these aggrieved members have to shift ground. Well, they cited numerous reasons for doing that. Abdullahi Yaro, they talked about the indifference of President Muhammadu Buhari regarding, the need to settle the scores or to address these grievances that led to this breakup, if you like, or breakaway. How would you respond to that? Do you think the President Muhammadu Buhari has done what is suspected in terms of bringing together these aggrieved parties?
Thank you very much. You see, Danjuma has succeeded in shouting and making noise. But I will not do that.
Was it not making sense?
The thing is, you cannot eat your cake and have
still
it.
have it, right?
You want to practice democracy with a style of being a dictator. You cannot tell me that the president should come and force who becomes a party ESCO or meddle in affairs of the party. Simply when President Muhammadu Buhari
is not a party leader.
No, you see, these are things Obasanjo did when he was supposed to institutionalize democracy. He individualized it by making himself a party leader and kept changing party chairman. He changed about 8 party chairmen. He wake up today simply because the party chairman has criticized a policy and you remove him. But when the president came in, he said, look, what I want is whoever becomes Senate president or speaker, I'll work with him because they are APC member. Whoever becomes party chairman, I'll work with him. And that is true democracy. You give each and every arm power to do its job. So you cannot want the president to exercise democracy and at the same time want him to become a dictator. So I don't understand the basis where Danjuma is coming. He wants him. Is it that he wants him to come back as a military ruler?
But I should be concerned about what is happening in the
You see, he is concerned.
This is the coming together.
Thank you very much. Let me get you. The people he mentioned are people that helped the president lose 3 elections.
I don't understand that.
Yes, the people he mentioned, Buba Galadima Selahama, are people that helped the president lose 3 elections.
How?
When he came out in 2003, he lost the election who was his campaign coordinator, Buba Galadima. When he came out in 2007, he lost the election. Who was the campaign coordinator? Buba Galadima. When he came out in 2011, he lost. Who was the campaign coordinator? Buba Galadima.
Are you doubting the contributions of Buba Galadima to the emergence of
Buhari in 2020?
You know,
absolutely. These are people. These are scavengers. These are people.
You call them scavengers?
These are people that came to
real stakeholders.
They are not. You see the issue. One house. You see the issue. You see the issue is this.
Yeah.
You can't even call them aggrieved. Why are they not aggrieved? Because if you want to be aggrieved, you go to a convention, you buy forms. You see, I've seen most of these people.
Forms were not allowed.
I bought a form. I was allowed to participate. My name was on the ballot.
Yeah.
You see that is where they get it wrong. Because if you are telling me now that you bought a form, you went for screening, and you went to the election, your name was not on the ballot, and now you have formed another section. It's a different thing. But when you shy away from the elections, from the convention, you refuse to participate, and you come and say you are aggrieved because of what happened in the convention, then you are kidding me.
Yes, coming back to the nitty-gritty, I talked about the narratives are different before now. President Muhammadu Buhari, to some, did what he did, apparently to allow party members and Nigerians to understand who is who within the APC, allowing the whole thing, to take shape by itself. Now, the party to reform itself, for instance. Some say what he did actually, to some extent, expose the initial misgivings or misconception or lack of confidence that some of these party members or party chieftains were actually in tune or actually how do I put it now? They are actually concerned or interested in the real ideology of the APC, for instance. Some felt that they've been fighting the president all along, undermining the progress and all of that. But we've seen how President Muhammadu Buhari single-handedly decided when he decided to leave what do you call it now? The former party, the CPC, and form the
Alliance of APC.
No, the last one he formed.
Okay, ANPP.
Yeah, when he left the ANP,
he formed the
CPC single-handedly. Nigerians have seen the impact that has made within the very shortest possible time. Buhari, as a president, without the support of all of this group that you're talking about, was able to garner more than 10 million votes during that general election. And many believe he still had the clout. Today, many are saying that if you take out Buhari in the APC, you're taking the soul of the APC, if you like. How do you think the breakaway or the moving out of this group will affect Buhari's candidacy or Buhari's chances in 2019?
I want to reiterate here before I answer your question directly that the APC members are always economical with the truth and are only seeing reasons when it favors them and they will support it. Let me give you very few instances when you talk about Buhari being a democratic person, trying to allow rule of law or democracy. He lacked those credentials.
How did you?
And I want to, let me give you this instance.
How do you mean?
One, when the leadership of the National Assembly was to be formed, Buhari decided that he was going to stay aloof. Okay? Everybody knew that. But eventually, when the National Assembly allowed democracy, which everybody knew was the real democracy that came into play, they elected their leaders, both in the House of Reps and in the Senate. The next thing, Buhari came with so much hue and cry that he doesn't like the leadership, and they made attempt to send it. That is one. Two, allow me please. He has in so many ways. He has in so many ways. That is one. Two, let me tell you, there's no how a man who single-handedly upon the decision of NEC, National Executive Committee meeting of a political party, which is one of the major bodies that will take. Please allow me to learn, Shafiu, allow me, please. Allow me, Shafiu. Okay? Allow me, please. Let me learn. Right? Only single-handedly upon the decision of NEC, which sat down And NEC is a composition of the all ESCO of the party, the chairman of the party in different all the states, 36 states, the BOT members, and other stakeholders of the party. They sat down and took a decision that, based on the constitutional provision, they quoted it, that the party leadership tenure should be extended by 1 year. Okay, and Buhari single-handedly came and obtained it. If he is going to be democratic, I expected him to even advise them to sit down and call another NEC to reverse that decision. But he single-handedly pronounced it, and because these governors are always on his whims and caprices, and there's nothing democratic about APC, the whole thing now, a new game started to play, and he single-handedly appointed Oshomole as the APC national chairman. Yes, he came out and told everybody that Oshomole is his preferred candidate. So how would you say that that man, that kind of person has a democratic credential? Please, let us be very realistic. Everybody knows. Even Rochas Okorocha, who, please, let me, Shefiu, don't put words into my mouth. I am the one speaking here. And I'm speaking based on what I know and what I have been following in the polity. So please don't put words into my mouth and allow me to speak. If not, I'll be seeing you as an APC member here. Please, I want you to know that. Just calm down. There's no record that you know more than me. And I'm telling you what I know here. Let me tell you. Yes, I said he appointed him. Governors Forum came, sat down, and said that yes, they endorsed that Oyegun to continue. And the same Rochas who and Yari, who made that statement, came back and said now, okay, the whole music has changed, the president has shown us the preferred candidate, and we are following him. And they now began to sing song again in favor of Oshomole. That even some people who want to show that they are more president than the president himself, some governors, began to run in order to erase
why are you taking
Oshomole
for a headache?
No, it's not medicine. We're analyzing what has happened in our policy. So we shouldn't be economical with the truth. And we shouldn't say because it's President Buhari that has done it. President Buhari is a Nigerian. I want you to understand. Yes. He's the leader of the country, and if the leader is not doing what is right, we should be bold enough to tell him. And whatever, if we continue to face leaders like that and tell them the truth, they will change. But every day we are becoming so psychopathic, so hypocritical that we refuse to tell our leaders the truth, and they keep smearing off at the
You are yet to answer my question, Benjamin.
Because you don't want me to learn.
No. The simple question I ask you is, what impact do you think this break away?
That's where I'm getting
the emergence of this reformed APC will do to the chances of President Muhammadu Buhari.
It is going to do a lot. The same,
looking at the fact that he single-handedly formed the CPC.
Let me tell you, when he formed this, listen, I got your question. When he formed this, when he was in AMPP, he did 2 attempts and he failed. Gathering nearly does not kill a cat. Okay? When he went to CPC, he did gather some votes, but it never got him the victory. Not until when he went and aligned with the ACN under Tinubu, and the new PDP came. If the new PDP had not joined APC, there's no how that 2 million vote difference would have been gotten by Buhari, and for him to, he would have failed woefully. And I want to tell you, and tell my friend here, Yaro, that the same Buba Galadima that has made Buhari, as he claimed, to fail in 2003, 2007, and 2011, will also make him to fail in 2019. And I want to tell you that very clearly, that the Buhari you know, before 2015, today, have been highly demystified. In so many ways politically. That followership, that blind followership that he possessed, today have been exposed, because Nigerians realize that the Buhari they once they always thought that cares about them, now does not bother about them, but only bothers about his own personal family, personal interest. He has come here, since he emerged, he has been running away to abroad for medical treatment and refused to build health infrastructure for Nigeria.
His point of view is that it was even the contribution of the new PDP, which is now getting out of the APC, that led to the emergence or the victory of President Muhammadu Buhari in 2015. That is an aspect of it. He is also talking about the fact that there is what he is saying actually, the diminishing followership, and those he think would work against the chances of President Muhammadu. How are you going to respond to that?
First and foremost, let me wake up from my sleep, because all I heard was noise. You see, when he mentioned 3 issues, and I'm going to talk about them slowly without shouting or yeah. First and foremost, you mentioned General Buhari changed what the NEC said. governors, not even the NEC, agreed that they will give, a National Working Committee agreed they will give an extension, citing the constitutional view, saying they can act as a national convention, and they did that. But lawyers brought it to the attention of the president that, look, the constitution of APC says you must have an election at least every 4 years, which makes whatever the extension illegal. Yes, and in Kano today, we have a member, State House of Assembly, that lost his election simply because of that constitutional grounds. And that was what, based on that technicality that the convention, the ESCO that got him the primaries was not rightly constituted. And all the president asked the NEC to do was to check the constitution and apply it. And it was the NEC that reverted. Because when he mentioned it in a NEC. He didn't mention it in his office. It was more of a suggestion. The Nigerians watched. You can also watch it again. It was even a suggestion. Secondly, that said and done. I'm talking about the impact. Thank God, our own APC is an APC for the masses. It's a party for the masses. Today, if you are telling me so person has left APC, I will not be as disturbed as when you tell me that the Kekena Pep Association have left APC. Talatu Mekosai has left APC. Talking about the votes, because these are the people that gave us our mandate. The people he's talking about did not give us any mandate. He mentioned the five. I will come to the NPDP. He mentioned the NPDP are 5 governors that came at the later stage of APC, because as at then they saw that PDP had no way of winning that election. Yes.
So are you saying
because
they also took advantage?
Is he telling me that when Buhari was in APC, when Buhari was in APP, AMPP, CPC, he all won the states that gave him the 2 million votes, which is Kano, Kaduna, Bauchi.
These are traditional
states that he always wins. So what are we talking about? These governors are from those governors.
But this is where the crisis actually comes.
Let me take you. Let me land. One of the governors you are talking of, one of the ex-governors you are talking of, that has this crisis, has spent 4 years without even going to his state. So is he a stakeholder in his state? No.
Well, okay. One other issue. I think there is one last issue you also raised that you need to respond to. Okay, but then I understand we have to. Time has really passed. But then let's see if we can get 1 or 2 callers, please. Let's get Nigerians' reaction to this. The number to call, please, on the screen before we round up. Let's hear from Nigerians. Time has been fast spent. The number is 080-3095-6375. Call us right now and share your thoughts with us on this emergence of the reformed APC. While we wait for we have a call on the line. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning. I like to good morning. Thank you very much. This is SMB calling from Kano.
Okay, SMB, thank you for joining us. Very quickly.
Thank you very much. You see, like I mentioned always, honestly, I'm not a subsidiary member of any political party. The issue is, why is it that all these political parties allow their party members to come up with another issue of the same political party, the same members come in with like the theory of the political party? Why is it so? Why are we not for real? Why are we not for real? Are we really for real? Honestly speaking, I always tell our people, we don't have any other country than Nigeria. Nigeria is the nation we have, and together we must articulate our activities together to make sure that we push this country forward. For instance, now, this our NPDP, they were now telling us they are in the political party for their own self-benefit, for them to acquire maybe position. Simple as that.
Okay, thank you, SMB. Talking about national.
In all our political activities.
Thank you, SMB.
This is not a development.
Right. Okay, in short, SMB is talking about placing national interest.
Yes, but this kind of things are a product of grievances. When this injustice were being meted on these persons, okay, people do not take into cognizance the need for it to be addressed. But when they react, then people begin to condemn them. It's wrong.
Good morning, last caller. Be brief, please. What's your name? Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Your name and where are you calling from?
I'm coming from Jamfa.
Yes, your name, please.
My name is Jude.
You have 30 seconds, please. Make your input.
So what I want to contribute, whether R-APC left APC or not. Hello?
Yes, go ahead.
Whether they left APC or not. Whether PDP left APC or not. APC will not win 2019 election.
Okay, that is your personal opinion. Eh?
Yes,
That is what is on the ground.
Okay, thank you very much. That's your personal opinion. You are entitled to your opinion. Okay. Thank you very much. We have to round up. Well, very quickly. Let me guess your last line because
The Jude have just said the truth. Whether R-APC comes up or it does not come, or whether new PDP leave or not, APC has lost 2019.
Okay.
But they are coming. It's certainly going to add more weight so that the APC and the cabals will be fully disgraced out of power because of the deception.
Your last
Thank you very much for having me. And I'm sorry for people that sit down and keep begging people to come to their party. We thank the masses for voting us. We beg the masses to vote us. All the bourgeois you are looking for, go and get them. We still need the masses. Those are the people that matter to us. Those are the people we want. Those are what we need.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
That has been Abdullahi Umar Abdullahi Yaro, an APC chieftain, and of course Comrade Rentuma Belasaki from the PDP. Thank you for taking your time to be with us.
Thank you very much. Nice being with you, my good friend.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.